Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, silver stackers. I never thought I'd be saying this soon, and I most certainly never thought I would be saying it in 2025. But $50 silver is cheap. If silver can close at $50 by the end of the year, it will have spent less than 6 months in the $40 price range. What we are seeing with price action right now, with silver and gold, platinum, the price action that we are seeing right now is historical. And I firmly believe that it's not the same as any other bull market in the past. It's not what we saw in 1980 with upwards market manipulation. It's not panic buying like we saw in 2010, 2011. And it's not the result of some worldwide event like we saw in 2020. This time, it's different, and this time it's for real. Today we're going to talk about the very real reality and very high probability of silver hitting a new all-time high, why that's great for stackers, and what this means for the world. In my opinion, we're living through the most significant financial times in modern history. So without further ado, let's talk about $50 silver. Let's get into it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe as we push hard for 6,000 subs. At the end of May, silver was around $32, $33 an ounce. And then over June and July, it shot up to 36, 37, 38, 39, and floated up and down around the $38, $39 prices in mid-summer. And as it settled in the upper 30s and flirted with the $40 price range towards the end of summer, as September began, it went on a rampage. It's blasted through 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and now it's floating up and down between $46 and $47 per ounce. We have another looming rate cut potentially at the end of October, and we will likely see continued rate cuts all the way through late 2027 to bring the federal funds rate to a target range of 2.25% to 2.5% by the end of 2027. And while the inflation undoubtedly that will accompany these interest rate cuts, it takes a little while to see the effects of the inflation realize on store shelves, utility bills, and home prices. Real world prices in the checkout line take a little bit to realize, but whenever they get here, that's what everyone will be talking about. Meanwhile, real assets, real value, like silver and gold, is riding a rocket ship in the upwards trajectory, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon. The same way $50 silver will soon be considered cheap, $4,000 gold will also seem cheap. And I'm not just here to talk about the silver price or the gold price. I'm here to talk about the very clear fact that this is a signal that the cracks are showing in the world's financial systems. The debt is unmanageable. The interest on the United States debt alone is not manageable. The foundations are shaking and the cracks are beginning to appear. And this is not at all a doom and gloom video. I just like to be very real with you guys and express how I feel about the state of the world whenever it hits me. And seeing these metals prices rally in ways that we never thought we would see this quickly, it really has got me thinking about the state of personal finance, governmental finance, and the conflicts that could arise as a result of the poor financial status the world finds itself in. You know, typically when we talk about things going south financially, homes becoming unaffordable, life in general becoming unaffordable, we reference these things in the context of it being something that will happen in the future. If we don't fix this, this is going to happen in the future. If we don't stop this, this is going to get worse in the future. But the truth is the future is now, and we are watching these things that we worried about for so long take place. Gold hitting new all-time highs, silver soon to hit a new all-time high, is like day zero in my opinion for the financial world. The effects of these policies that are being pushed, the effects of the continued inflation over the past several decades, the effects of these interest rate cuts, they will realize themselves in our lives in an aggressive manner. We've seen prices rise at a consistent rate, specifically in the past 10 years, but it hasn't quite gotten super aggressive yet. But I think with the way things are going, I think eventually we will get to a point that prices for goods and services and necessities that we need will move upwards in an aggressive manner. And I don't say these things to try to stir up fear or worry about the future. I just like to speak on what I'm passionate about, and I don't like to stick my head in the sand. And I've been investing in the stock market for a little while now, and originally I felt good in that. I've enjoyed the 10 to 15% returns on average that I've seen for most of the years that I've been in the market. But now my risk profile, I feel, is changing. Counterparty risk alone with a regular stock is enough at this point to make me feel shaky as to whether I should invest in it or not. I've essentially entirely done away with tech stocks. I think there could be a massive bubble because things just don't seem to align with reality. The markets don't seem to align with reality in regards to stock investing. We keep hitting new all-time highs over and over and over and over. And it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The average person, which is 99% of the population, doesn't relate to these gains that the markets are showing. Our paychecks don't go as far as they used to. Groceries are more expensive than they were before. Insurance is more expensive. Property taxes are only getting more expensive. Energy bills are only getting more expensive. So while the people that keep this world running, the 99% of us that keep this world running, that are repairing the infrastructure of our countries, that are building the buildings, that are generating the sales and the revenue for the 1%, while our lives are getting harder, somehow it's all sunshine and rainbows all the time in the markets. And as large and powerful as corporations are, at the end of the day, all a corporation is, all a government is a group of people working together towards a common goal. But at some point, the rubber meets the road. At some point, these inflated prices that we see in the stock market have to meet reality. Corporations are just made up of people, and 99% of those people are everyday common Americans like you and me. But things start to change when our day-to-day lives get more and more and more difficult. Paying for bills gets more and more and more difficult. Simply getting by and existing becomes a struggle. Forget about fancy vacations. Forget about a nice Christmas for the kids. Just getting by month to month is getting more and more difficult. And when the 99% begin to struggle more and more, their ability to continue producing for these large corporations will without a doubt be affected. And as a result, these mystical prices that we've seen in this overblown stock market, especially the artificial intelligence sector, when the demands can't be met, markets crash. Meanwhile, in the sidelines, outside of the media, written off as a stupid rock, a dumb investment, is silver and gold, safe haven assets, outside of the fiat system, outside of counterparty risk, with no competitors, valued intrinsically for exactly what they are, seeing more and more demand industrially year over year, requiring more and more to be mined out of the earth every single year. Silver and gold rally in record paces. I'm all about diversification. I don't want to put all my eggs in one golden or one silver basket. But on the flip side of that coin, I have absolutely no problem pausing my investments in the stock market and going 100% into tangible items. $50 silver should be alarming everyone. This isn't financial advice. This is just my opinion on a topic that I'm very passionate about. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt. We're in very significant times. Gold is being heavily purchased by central banks all over the world and has been, especially in the past few years. Governments know where we're headed. They have the most influence as to where we're headed financially. So if they're buying it, I'm gonna buy it too. I'm most certainly not always a fan of government decisions, especially financially, but when the people that write the rules and pass the laws and push the bills and lobby, when the people in power are buying up assets to protect themselves from financial destruction in the future, the people that write the rules to the game that we're all forced to play in, whenever they're stacking up to protect themselves, I personally think that it's a good idea that we all do the same. Once again, not financial advice. $50 silver is significant. It truly is. And whenever we hit that price point and manage to hold that $50 price level and then slowly creep up to 51, 52, 53, I'm sure it will only get 1 or 2 days of media attention and it'll fall by the wayside. The mainstream audience may never have the chance to have it put in front of them as an option to prepare financially for the future. Whoever holds the gold makes all the rules. And I don't have proof of this, but I do have a strong strong feeling that the people that create the financial societies and structures that we have to live in and abide by, the people that create these things, they don't necessarily want people to be protected. They want them to continue accruing debt. They want them to continue paying interest. They want to continue extorting people through higher and higher property taxes. Because the weaker that we are, the stronger they are. If we have no financial backfooting, if we have no plan B, if we have no options to protect ourselves from financial distress, the people that created this system, the elites, the government, the people that write the laws are our only option. What else are you going to do? You can't create your own currency out of nowhere. That's why silver and gold stacking is so important, because it allows you an escape. It allows you an escape from this. And I hope this doesn't at all sound too conspiratorial, but it's not. You know what? It's not conspiratorial because it's freaking obvious, man. It's obvious. They want you to buy things that don't matter. They want you to get paid. They want you to work like a little worker bee, work your life away, get your paycheck, get taxed by it first, and then spend it all on stuff that only generates them a profit and doesn't actually get you any further ahead. Look at the media. Look at advertisements. It's all over the place. They don't want you to be in a place of wealth. Financial literacy and financial well-being is not something that is ingrained in our society at all anymore. It's independent voices that are shouting at the rooftops for everyone to pay attention to their finances and prepare for the future. Silver and gold protects you, in my opinion, and it is one of the few escapes outside of the financial distress that a lot of us find ourselves in. So if you're someone that is on the fence about silver stacking, that's on the fence about gold stacking, just pick up an ounce. Pick up 1 ounce of silver. Pick up a 1 gram piece of gold, a 2 gram piece of gold, something small. Just start small, start slow, start simple, and build your stack from there. You'll fall in love with it, you'll have more peace of mind, and you'll set yourself up for a better financial foundation in the future. And I didn't want this to be a super serious video, but this is really pressing on me, and I walk around in the world and I interact with the public, and it's just not at all of anybody's concern at all, not even a little bit. But let me know, what do you guys think the significance of silver blasting through the upper 30s, blasting through the $40 price range, and then potentially closing at $50 an ounce by the end of the year? Let me know what you guys think about this. What is the significance of this, and how are you preparing yourself for the future? Please like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe out there, everybody. Keep stacking. Peace.